Thorens. The history of Thorens is a story of how precision mechanics gradually evolved into precise analog sound, which has become the benchmark for many. What is important in the history of the Thorens brand is that the company became successful not thanks to one successful model, but thanks to a long chain of solutions that the brand repeated and developed over decades, each time answering the same question: how to separate music from vibrations. The company's history began in the 19th century, more precisely in 1883 in the town of St. Croix in the canton of Jura, Switzerland. It was then that Hermann Thorens registered the company, which initially produced music boxes and other mechanical musical devices. After a while, Thorens also began producing cylinder phonographs, horn gramophones, and early record players, making it one of the first companies in the world to enter the earliest wave of consumer audio reproduction. A major technological leap forward occurred in 1928. It was then that Thorens began developing electric gramophone motors and magnetic pickups. During the same period, together with Strasfurt Imperial, the company began producing radio receivers and discophones. By the end of the 1920s, Thorens already employed about 1,200 people. After the Second World War, Thorens essentially became a so-called general manufacturer of technology. The company's history mentions all kinds of products, from cutting machines to a mechanical shaver called Riviera. However, the company did not forget its main business during those years. Thorens continued to produce increasingly sophisticated and innovative models of music players and accessories. An important milestone of that era was the transition to cartridges with low tracking force, which fell from more than 100 grams to about 10 grams. The company considered this one of the key technological trends of its time. At the same period, the company entered the American hi-fi market with the CD43 disc changer, which, although not a breakthrough product, had a positive impact on the company's development. And the real turning point was the legendary Thorens TD-124 turntable from 1957. This model can be seen as the company's second birthday in an audiophile sense. The TD-124 was designed by the company's engineers specifically for high-precision setups, including studios and the first home hi-fi systems that were just coming out at the time. After the TD-124 became a global success, the company released a whole line of modifications and related devices, including the TD-134, TD-135, and the rare TD-224 automatic changer. The first basic version of the legendary 124 remained in production until 1968. It is worth noting that this model is still considered one of the icons of the analog world of sound reproduction. The TD-124 has remained relevant thanks to its engineering design based on clear and practical solutions. The drive is based on a two-stage transmission system that combines the properties of a belt and a roller. A long belt reduces engine vibration transmission, while an additional intermediate roller provides a rigid mechanical connection and reliable torque transmission. A stroboscope for speed control, designed for 50 and 60 Hz mains, was built into the player. Precise adjustment was achieved using an eddy current brake, referred to in the documentation as a patent-pending solution. The design of the two-piece support disc with a clutch allowed the upper working plate to be started or stopped quickly without disturbing the stability of the entire inertial system. The same engineering logic is enshrined in patent US 298-0429A, published in 1961. Its author, Thorens engineer Louis Thevenaz, describes a design consisting of two discs, a massive high-inertia flywheel and a lighter upper working disc, connected by friction contact. This is precisely the principle on which the TD-124 is based. The heavy lower disc acts as an inertial stabilizer, while the light upper disc can be quickly started and stopped using a clutch. The patent emphasizes that such a system requires only a relatively low-power motor. It simply spins up the heavy inertial mass, which then maintains speed stability and uniform rotation without rocking the needle. Thorens turntables of that era had other strengths besides their audiophile chassis. Overall, the company's engineering culture was based on precise kinematics and reliable mechanisms long before the golden age of vinyl. In 1963, Thorens merged with Paliade SA, a manufacturer of cameras and typewriters. It was during this period that the TD150 appeared, a belt-driven turntable with a spring-loaded subchassis that set the standard and became the basis for many high-end designs in the decades to come. In 1966, Thorens separated from Paliade. In the same year, Thorens France AG opened in Lahr, Germany, which became the main production facility for many years. At the end of the decade, Thorens introduced a new flagship turntable model, the TD125. This new product featured a belt drive and sophisticated electronic speed control. It could be said that in this model, the engineers decided to use not so much mechanics against vibration as electronics against instability. The 1970s were a golden era for Thorens. In 1972, the TD160 turntable was released, and 2 years later, the TD126 model, often referred to as the best mass-produced turntable in the world, saw the light of day. In 1979, the Thorens reference appeared, weighing about 90 kilograms, conceived as the ultimate high-end device. It was intended to demonstrate the company's ultimate engineering capabilities rather than serve as a mass-market model. It featured a heavy multilayer platter driven by a precision belt system with electronic speed control, all mounted on a complex anti-resonance chassis designed to minimize vibration and mechanical interference. The turntable was typically paired with high-end SME tone arms and often finished in luxurious combinations of black lacquer, acrylic, and gold-plated elements, reflecting the late 1970s high-end trend toward extreme mass, isolation, and mechanical stability. Produced only in very small numbers and priced far beyond conventional consumer equipment, the reference became a technological showcase for Thorens and is now regarded as one of the most iconic and rare statement turntables of its era. Thorens' problems began during the heyday of compact discs. As you might guess, the new advanced format caused turntable sales to fall. The company had to change management several times and hand over part of its production to other firms. However, the brand's development did not stop. For example, in 1984, the company introduced the TD320 model, which featured a suspended subchassis on 3-point leaf springs, reducing horizontal rocking compared to a coil spring suspension. Thorens began to experience more serious difficulties in the 1990s. It got to the point where the company had to declare bankruptcy in 1997. Fortunately, 3 years later, the company managed to resume operations under the management of Swiss businessman Heinz Rohrer. After restructuring, the company resumed production of premium turntables in Germany. Significant models of those years included the entire TD900 series with its innovative air-sprung subchassis and the acrylic line, for example, the TD2015 and TD2035. At the same time, the company launched a line of component products, including amplifiers and preamplifiers. In 2010, having fully restored its operations, the brand received an award for the best record player in Europe. The award went to the TD309 model. In 2018, Thorens was acquired by Gunter Curtin, who previously held a management position at ELAC. The new CEO moved the company's headquarters to Bergisch Gladbach, Germany, where Thorens remains to this day. The modern Thorens combines tradition with 21st-century functionality. The company's turntables use electrolifts, auto stops, auxiliary minimotors, optical and electronic sensors, and other advanced systems. In 2020, the company released the TD124DD model, a modern interpretation of the classic TD124. The main difference between the new model and its predecessor is the high-precision direct drive motor, which provides high torque, precise speed control and, according to the company, reduces the transmission of unwanted vibrations from the motor to the platter. Marking the brand's 140th anniversary in 2023, the company's engineers have developed a unique product, the ultra-high-end new reference turntable, priced at over €200,000. In a press release, the company stated that the turntable was designed from scratch around a fully active vibration isolation system created in collaboration with Seismion. A special team led by Helmut Thiele was responsible for the construction and design. Among the main features of the new reference were active isolation with piezo sensors, skyhook damping, a hydrodynamic disc bearing, a belt drive and a three-phase synchronous motor, as well as quartz control and speed encoder. Speaking of very recent events, in 2025, the TD124DD Exclusive and TD404DD models were presented at the high-end Munich exhibition, becoming the most advanced and modern examples of Thorens products. Today, the Thorens catalog focuses on analog technology and related components. The range is still based on vinyl turntables of various classes, from affordable entry-level models to heavy high-end designs with direct drive, complex anti-resonance chassis and electronic speed control. Alongside these, the company produces its own tone arms, cartridges, phono preamplifiers, cables and accessories for vinyl, effectively forming a complete analog lineup within a single brand. The range also includes separate electronic components, such as high-end phono preamplifiers, and in recent years, loudspeakers have also been added, demonstrating Thorens' desire to expand its offering beyond turntables. The Thorens website emphasizes that all modern products are created with a focus on combining the brand's traditions with modern technologies, and the key idea remains the production of devices for audiophile music reproduction with an emphasis on reliability, ease of use and designed in Germany as a symbol of the company's modern engineering philosophy. Thank you for watching. More videos about the history of audio, video, and media technology are coming soon. And, as always, thank you to the channel members for supporting this project.